Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to talk about a very interesting topic, a topic that many people have suggested for me to talk about, and it is about who are the three players that could potentially replace Lionel Messi at Barcelona. And so before I do get into that topic, I do want to talk about some updated news. There has been news coming from England. According to Paul Hurst, he has stated that City is very confident on trying to get a deal with Lionel Messi. City will be going to FC Barcelona and they believe that they have the financial capability and capacity to agree on a deal and pay that fee that Barcelona will be asking for. We also have another report coming from Jack Gaugan. He has stated that City has emerged as front runners to sign Lionel Messi and that they are confident on trying to get Lionel Messi's signature. And keep in mind, these are two reports coming from Manchester, which means that now that we are here, right, we have heard reports coming from Spain and coming from Manchester. Usually when we do talk about transfers, when we do have news coming out from two different destinations, I think that it is safe to say that the interest from City is very real. City will do their absolute best to try and get Barcelona to agree on a fee. And now that it is safe to say that Messi has agreed to go to City, the only thing that is missing is for Barcelona to agree on this whole thing. So as of now, is the bid unclear? Yes, it is. We don't know exactly what City is going to be bidding, whether that's 3 players and 200 million or maybe 2 players and 300 million. We don't know. There's multiple rumors coming out at the moment, but the attempt from City is true. City will be going to Barcelona. They will be talking and negotiating. So since now that we are here in this situation, since there is a big chance that Messi will be leaving Barcelona, who are the 3 players that could potentially replace Lionel Messi? I'm not saying that these are going to be 3 players that could compete with Lionel Messi stat wise. I don't expect him to score 60 goals and provide 20 assists in one season. What we are going to be talking about here is who are the players that could be that figure, that big figure in FC Barcelona, that player that's more than capable to change the game, and a player who can be with us for 4 to 6 years. For example, if you looked at how Real Madrid did act, as soon as they let go of Ronaldo, they immediately looked for Hazard. And so that is what I'm talking about. Who is that player that Barcelona could bring if Messi does leave? Now keep in mind, these transfers can be taking place either this summer or in the summer of 2021. And so the first player that I do want to talk about is about Lato Martinez. Now this is a player that we have talked about before. We have been talking about this player for the past 10 to 11 months, and this player here has many qualities. One of his greatest strengths is that he is a great physical presence on the field, and that is something that's going to be hugely demanded by Barcelona and Ronald Koeman. And right now we know that Koeman is going to be wanting a very physically demanding Barcelona, a Barcelona where every player is actually going to be playing in their right position. And I think because of that, Koeman is really going to go for a 4-2-3-1 formation in this Barcelona squad, which means that Lato Martinez will be more than capable and will be the best suitor to be that main striker in that formation. He could be the focal point, the player who can hold the ball when he does win possession. In the meantime, he would have the wingers. It could be either Dembele or Ansu Fati making those runs. And that's the thing, Lato Martinez is not just a goal scorer. He is a guy who can also be a very big aerial presence on the field, which is something Lewandowski is well known for. Being a great aerial presence on the field is something that Barcelona would extremely welcome. And if you could be a presence on the ground and be a presence in the air, why wouldn't Barcelona try and get the best out of this player? And at 23 years old, the sky is the limit. Now moving on to the second player, and this is where I'm going to try and get a little bold, but that name is Jadon Sancho. Now, by no means is Barcelona the favorites to sign this player. We have heard in the past 9 to 10 months that Manchester United are the favorites to bring in a player like Jadon Sancho, but there has been back and forth negotiations. United has stated that they don't want to pay 100 million euros for this player, and so as of now, the saga between Sancho and Manchester United is in the air. So could we see a player like Sancho come to FC Barcelona either this summer or the next summer? Keep in mind, this is a player with the quality where he can shift right to left, something that he does greatly in Borussia Dortmund. He is also well known to be a inverted winger, which basically means that he likes to get the ball from the sides and likes to cut in. And one of the main qualities that does stand out from this player is that Sancho loves to drop deep. He loves to drop deep and try to win the ball and then immediately try to get the ball and transition into the attack. And that right there is something that Barcelona extremely struggle on. Barcelona right now, and you can see this, right? The way that we have been playing in the past season, Barcelona absolutely struggle when transitioning into the attack. When Barcelona gains possession in their opposition's box and then we immediately try to transition into the attack, it takes so much time to try and get to the other side. We either pass the ball to the side, pass the ball back, but we never move forward. Sancho is that man that can bring that quality to the field and actually go forward board with a purpose. And if you want to restart the era of Barcelona and play like you have never played before, the best way to do that is to bring a player like Sancho in. As a matter of fact, we have already seen that happening. According to Koeman said that he does want to place all these players in the right position. He might potentially favor the 4-2-3-1 role, and so change needs to happen. And I think that that is why Sancho could be a perfect fit to Ronald Koeman's, or whoever that future coach may be, Xavi Hernandez of FC Barcelona. Now, the last player that I do want to talk about is going to be Kylian Mbappe. Now, when we do talk about this player, right, when we do talk about a player that has the potential to become the best player in the world, why wouldn't you want to bring a player like this in? And just like Jadon Sancho, right, when it comes to this player here, Barcelona is absolutely in no position to be the favorites to grab this player in. We have heard in the past years that Kylian Mbappe does favor going to Real Madrid. We have also heard that the president of Real Madrid would do anything to bring in Kylian Mbappe into that club. Now we know Mbappe's quality. We know that he could be the best player in the world in 2 to 3 years. We know that he does utilize space extremely well. He is a player that absolutely loves to counterattack, and he is also a player that could solve the problem like what we have seen between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. We have seen that Barcelona had no pace. We had no way of beating that high defensive line, and the next time we do face a team like Bayern Munich, having Mbappe in that squad would greatly solve that problem. Now, many of you guys might question, but Kevin, La Liga does not allow space. Every time a team from La Liga does face Barcelona, they give them no space. How is Mbappe going to function in a team where the opposition does not allow any space? Could that be the weakness of Kylian Mbappe? Now, we must remember, there was a match between PSG and Atalanta in the UCL. And in that UCL match, we have seen Atalanta sometimes defend for their lives. They did not want to get scored on, which means that there were occasions where they did have a deep block. And one of the greatest things that we did see in that match was that Mbappe was actually functioning extremely well on tight spaces. He actually knows how to adapt when the teams are applying that method. And this should be no surprise, right? Because we have to remember that Kylian Mbappe is not someone who's 29, 30 years old. He's 21 years old. He's a player that can add quality into his game. He is a player that can adapt eventually to other teams' tactics. And that is what's going to make Kylian Mbappe the greatest player in the world, is that he will have the ability to adapt to any team. Now, I want to bring the question in. Why in the world would Kylian Mbappe go to Barcelona? What influence does Barcelona have in order to bring a player like this in? And so look, this is why I said that a big transfer to replace Lionel Messi could be taking place in this summer or in the next summer. In the next summer of 2021, there is a very high chance that we might have Xavi Hernandez and Victor Font take over FC Barcelona. And when they do arrive there, assuming that Messi's not going to be there anymore, they're going to be going into that club and say, who's going to be our next star man? Who's going to be that player that could represent us and be the biggest figure in the world? Who's going to be that man that can change the game in tough occasions throughout the season? And this is where it gets very interesting, right? Because Xavi had an interview not too long ago, about 2 or 3 months back. They have asked Xavi Hernandez, who would you sign if you were to manage Barcelona today? And he said, I would sign wingers like Neymar Jr. Because right now, Barcelona already have players that can play inside. Or why not? Maybe Sancho and Gnabry. And so it is clear that Xavi Hernandez does favor having a world-class winger. And this is where the most important part comes in. This is why communication and negotiation is a great quality to have in any club. If Xavi and Victor Font can communicate to Mbappe extremely well and tell them, look, we're building this project. This is our first season here. This is going to be the first time in 14 years where players are going to be coming into our squad and not adjust their game around Lionel Messi. This is going to be the first time in 14 years where you don't have to come in here knowing that you're going to be the second fiddle to Lionel Messi. You won't be put in the same position like Ibrahimovic in 2009 or even to Coutinho and Griezmann in 2018 and 2019. What we are going to build in Barcelona going forward is going to be revolved around you. We want to build the next dynasty. We want to build the next great team. We don't have Lionel Messi anymore. And I think that the best man that could lead this project and be the front face of this sporting project would be you. And that is why I say that negotiations and influence has to play a big role when they do enter and try to get in a player like Kylian Mbappe. It's going to be extremely hard, right? Real Madrid could just come in there and be like, we want Kylian Mbappe, just come in and forget about everyone else. And you could just say, okay. But we can never say no to anything anymore because we have seen Messi leave Barcelona. We have seen Ronaldo leave Real Madrid. We have seen Neymar leave Barcelona. And so anything is possible. We can't make early predictions anymore. But those will be the 3 players that I believe that could greatly fit and replace Lionel Messi. Let me know what you guys think. It doesn't have to be the players that could potentially match Messi's stats, like 60 goals and 15 assists. Just let me know, who do you think could be that big figure in FC Barcelona? And the last thing that I do want to say is this, right? I know that there's a lot of people out there that has been either depressed or they have been putting Barcelona down and saying that we're going to be City fans and not Barcelona fans anymore because Messi's leaving. The one thing that I want to say is this: I really don't think that this is going to be the end of FC Barcelona. I don't think that Barcelona is going to be like Man U or AC Milan, because the one thing that we do have that does separate us from them is that we do have a foundation. We do have the resources already in place in order for Barcelona to build the next big dynasty for the next 5 to 7 years. If we look at De Jong, Ricky Puig, Ansu Fati, Dembele, Francisco Trincao, Pedri, and then we have the emerging players from Barcelona B, Conrad de la Fuente, Monchu, and we also have the players that have already been proven that's going to be here for a long time, like Lenglet, and the future captain, assuming that Messi's not going to be here, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. So I think that it will be almost disrespectful to say that Barcelona is not going to be anything, knowing that we have this type of quality in. These players here do want to make something for themselves. They do want to make Barcelona great, and so we should give these players a chance. These players here will have my full backing. I'm going to support them. I assume that it's going to be extremely hard for them to play in the next season without their captain, Lionel Messi, but we must support them. We know that they are capable to make Barcelona one of the best teams in the world, and so we have to continue to move forward. This is what it's looking like. I know that it's not official that Messi's going to City, but we must always be prepared. We need to have that foundation, and again, we have to move forward. So that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys do want me to talk about a certain topic, let me know. You guys can DM me or message me on Twitter. There will be a video coming in the next 12 to 14 hours on whatever does happen in Barcelona with Messi and Manchester City. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.